Hi everyone!
My name is Lucy.
This is Ben.
And together we are the
Vegan
Blasian. Oh, love you, 자기야.
I love you.
Vegan Blasian.
Vegan Blasian. Welcome to our channel.
So for today we're gonna talk about pros and cons of living here in Seoul, in Korea, South Korea. And so it's gonna be our personal pros and cons. This is just our opinion and our experience since living in Korea. So I've been living now in Korea for 3 years, and you've been coming back in Korea now. It's been 2 years now. Since you...
more than 2 years since I came back to Korea.
So should we start with the cons and then ending up with the pro, or what do you think?
Starting with cons and maybe then, I don't know, either way.
Yeah, I think it's always good to start a little bit with the negative and then always finishing with the
positive.
happy ending, finishing pros. Vegan Blasian. The first thing that I realized accounts for me is the housing price here in Seoul, especially in Seoul, is pretty high. I realized you get pretty small housing, like really like just one room, and still you have to pay quite a lot. So when I first came and moved to Chamchil area, was kind of also expensive area, and I paid around 600,000 won. Korean won. Yeah. One thing that I realized, if you wanna build up a family, I realized they all living like in Gyeonggi area, like outside of Seoul, and there's also you will see more children.
But she's talking about monthly rent. But when you talk about owning a house, also very, very expensive, especially in Seoul.
So that's the first con. So what do you have a con?
Con? Here we have different ways to speak depending on your age. So there's a hierarchy. So in the States, I was able to be friends with regardless of their ages and my age. But here, if your age gap is big or you have some age gap, then our culture, Korean culture, is you cannot be really friends. You will hang out, but it's gonna be different from, hanging out with friends. Because the way we speak is, if you talk to the older people, then you need to use more respectful way. Between friends, it's very casual. So that kind of make more difficult to have friends. But in the States, it's more casual. And any other countries, I'm pretty sure, you can be friends no matter how old you are. And I think that's kind of downside.
But as a foreigner, it's still not strong because they don't really apply too much for foreigner. It's mostly amongst Korean.
Right, Korean.
Yeah. Okay, so next, Korea is very competitive. Like, really very competitive. Because I love dancing, and when I went to dance school here, so they don't talk. They're very, like kind of an army style. They just stand there and wait for the teacher and then dun 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 and then go. And it's not like, hey, how you doing? Like casual, let's vibe together, like this kind of things. There's some dance classes that is like that, but in general, I'm talking like general, like it's very competitive. Like, but yet they are not like trying to say like, you are not great. They will never say that. They're kind of very shy. So they feel a lot of pressure. So they feel like if they need to be someone, they need to have a certain like level. So it's very competitive. So it's kind of a little bit dismotivating if you are not into competitive things and you just want to have a hobby and just enjoy things, So that's kind of one downside here in Korea. It's very competitive, but it's also because there's so many people here. So everything, Vegan Blasian.
So and another con is it's also about age. In the States, it was easier to find a job even though you are quite old. But here, once you get old, then it's not really easy to find a job here. So that's also a big difference and cultural, in a way, difficulty.
So one other con as a foreigner, first of all, you will always be a foreigner, even if you're born here and you almost look like Korean, but since you're half Korean, then you will still look as a foreigner, I think. I mean,
because Korea has been so just Korean only, and now this year we just started to have more foreigners because now our population is kind of shrinking.
yeah.
And also a lot of young people, they don't want to do some kind of physical work. So now many foreigners from other countries are coming here to work some jobs, you know.
Yeah.
So right now we are starting to accept and kind of mix, but still, you know, we are not quite that used to this, you know, culture, you know.
So another cons about as a foreigner, there's not many job option actually, and also very limited with visa. I'm gonna make another vlog about specifically what type of visa I have, but right now I just want to generalize it that depending on your visa, you are very limited for your work, you know. So now I'm like entertainment visa, so I can only do entertainment job. But even if the entertainment job right now is like a little bit bad, I am not allowed to do other jobs, like side jobs. I'm not allowed because my visa is very limited. But even like here is very funny because every time when I see foreigner and I was like, so what's your job? And I can almost guess. It's so funny because you can guess their job. Teacher? Model? Married?
Getting married.
So yeah, so that's pretty much kind of the cons for us.
Vegan Blasian.
Okay, so now let's go to the pro. So first of all, one thing, if someone always asks me, why do you like Korea so much? I always say, it's convenient. Korea is so convenient. Crazy. It's everything is like so fast and like easy, and you know, because compared to Luxembourg, it's the opposite. It's so not convenient at all. Like already when I went back to Luxembourg, just visiting my parents, and we went to the supermarket, and then my mom was like, oh, don't forget to buy like the 12 pack of water, you know. And I was like, oh, this is heavy. I was like, don't you can deliver? I was like, wait, we don't have this delivery system like in Korea. In Korea, you can just like beep, 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 app, and then they will deliver in front of your door, and you just have to put it inside, and that's it, you know. But in Luxembourg, it's still that you have to go all the way, carrying the car, drive back home and carry it all the way back in home, you know, it's so heavy. So that's one thing that I'm like, wow. Yeah, Korea is definitely convenient, also with the convenience store and yeah, everything.
Yeah, but it is possible because the density, very high density. But if you live outside of Seoul or very, you know, countryside, of course, delivery system is not as efficient. So density also is a key factor. Actually.
Yeah, that's true. If you go to the restaurants, you order food, it's very fast. Because in Europe, if you go to restaurants, you can wait for 1 hour actually.
Wow, 1 hour?
Oh yeah, especially big orders like with family. But here it's like whoop, 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 whoop. I don't know how they do, but it's already all prepared. So you know, but in Europe you can wait quite a long, you know. So
US too.
Yeah, so that's the speed life in Korea is a pro. So what else?
Vegan Blasian.
I'm sure many people will agree with us. Safety.
Safety.
Yeah, right. Safety is #1 here in Korea. I mean, Luxembourg is also quite safe, to be honest. But as safe as Korea is pretty much safe here. Like, you can just leave your bag in the coffee shop and just go to the toilet even for 30 minutes and then come back, and you put your laptop, everything there with your phone, credit card. No one's gonna steal it. It's just crazy.
There's so many CCTVs.
Yeah,
There's so
everywhere.
many security cameras. So
Yeah, and they're really checking it, I think.
and they will find you because your face is there. So
Crazy.
and also consciousness, you know. So and also yeah, security camera is everywhere.
And talking about like the behavior of the people, another pro is about like how people respect the rules. Like for example, the subway, I realize it's very quiet. You know, like not as quiet as Japan. I mean, Japan, I think they win for the quietest in the subway, but still it's pretty quiet because I remember in Luxembourg, always when I went on my way to go to school, we don't have subway, we have train. So I was really tired. I just want to sleep. And there was like people, they were talking so loud early in the morning, really loud. So I couldn't sleep well. But here in Korea, I mean, no problem. You can just, you know, enjoy the ride. And, you know, and if people gets too noisy, especially when they, in the evening, I witnessed it. There was some guys, they were drunk and they start to talk loud. Then an ajima, yeah, really yelling at them, and everyone. The power of ajima.
Like mid-aged
The
female.
power of ajima.
mid-aged
I really respect that. I was like, yes, good ajima, yes. And she's right because there's a rule, and also for pregnant women, there's a special pink seat for pregnant women. You get like kind of a sticker, and then you have this, then you can sit there. And also for elder people or like disabled people, they have their private seat. And I think I really like this kind of system, rule, and respect people.
And people will
Korea.
give your seat to older people.
yeah.
If they look really, they
So
need
nice.
to sit, then people will give away your seat for...
Yeah, like for like old people, but also like as a couple, like let's say he's sitting right, like I'm sitting right now, and then like right next to you, right next to another person, there's a seat left, and the person in the between us realize, oh, they're a couple, then he will move and let us
to
sit
other
together.
empty seat
Yeah.
so that we can sit together.
So many
you can
times happen
see
that.
quite
So
often
cute.
actually they are very well-mannered.
Yeah,
They
really.
consider,
Yeah.
you know, even, I mean, we're young, so we don't need to
Yeah, exactly.
be considered, but they still want us to sit together next to each other. Then they will give their seat, and
So many times, it happens so many times.
then it happens a lot.
Oh.
It's quite often to see. Then wow, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. People are nice.
Right.
Vegan Blasian. Vegan Blasian.
Another pro that we have to add is the vegan restaurants.
Vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting more and more vegan bakeries and vegan restaurants. Vegan is becoming really a trend.
Yeah, and I hope it's not just staying as a trend.
Right,
though.
like stay
Because
as normal,
trends
right?
usually go and
Anyway, it's getting better and
Yeah,
better,
it's getting
more
better.
and more.
So yeah, what else? I think we have everything, right?
We cover everything.
So if you are living in Korea, we'll be quite interested to hear your pros and cons about living in Korea. I think that will be
right. If you
quite interesting for us to see also what other people experience, like pro and cons. So okay, thank you for watching and hope you to see you in our next vlog. Bye bye.
Bye.
Vegan Blasian. Vegan Blasian.
Babu Sole, Babu Sole.